the next question. This is actually off the 2003 Form B, question 2. It's number 3 on the take-home test. They gave you a two-way table here, and they asked you to find out these probabilities and asked you a question about independence. The first question right out of the gate is very easy. What's the probability that somebody would be this old, chosen at random? Well, out of the 207 people, the probability that someone's that old would be 89 out of 207. Question B is also a very easy question if you know what you're looking for. It's a conditional probability question. It says, given the fact that we know that somebody makes $50,000, what's the probability that they're between 31 and 45 years old? So if they make over $50,000, they're one of these lucky folks here, these 96. The probability that they are 31 to 45 years old would be 35 out of 96. Now comes the tricky part of the question. Question C. Is income independent of age based solely on the answers above? There's a few different ways to prove independence. What they want you to actually do here is actually look at these two fractions here and compare them. If age was independent of income, you would get that this probability between 31 and 45 would be equal to the other probability. So if they were independent, the probabilities would actually be the same. Because it wouldn't make a difference if you knew the person made $50,000 or not. Regardless of that fact, the two probabilities would be exactly the same. So if they were independent, this would be true. But as it turns out, these events are dependent because those two probabilities are not the same. There are other ways to prove independence. One way is to prove that the probability of A and B off a table is equal to the probability of A times the probability of B. And that's another way, just strictly straight up like that. If that was the case, then you'd also have independence. But if they were not equal, they would be dependent on each other. Now, some of my students actually were working with this definition as they solved the question. It said to base your answer solely on A and B, though. So you're looking at this as being your line of thinking, and you should actually state 89 over 207 does not equal 35 over 96.